and Secretary Bergquist.
Thank you, Chairman Inhofe, Ranking Member Boxer, Senator Owens, and members of the committee. I appreciate the opportunity to be here in front of this committee this morning on behalf of South Dakota Governor Dennis Daugaard. Governor Daugaard really wanted to be here himself to tell you our story because he understands and appreciates the importance of strong transportation investment to our state. He sends his regrets that he was not able to be here today. But on his behalf, I'd like to highlight a few of the key points of his written statement. First of all, we thank you for holding this hearing early in this Congress. This tells us that the committee appreciates that prompt action to pass good federal surface transportation legislation will benefit the nation. The nation needs strong federal transportation funding and long-term financial stability for the highway and transportation program in order to strengthen the economy in the nation. We believe the transportation program should continue to distribute the vast majority of funds to states by formula. It should further simplify regulations and program requirements, providing states with additional flexibility to meet their unique individual needs. The federal transportation program must connect the nation, including rural areas like ours. A rural state like South Dakota is far from markets and population centers, but our contributions are important to the national economy. South Dakota and other rural states are the source of products, resources, and recreational opportunities that help define us as a nation. Our highways connect cities like Chicago to the West Coast, enable agriculture and other goods to move to national and world markets, and allow people to visit great places like Mount Rushmore and other parks and attractions that are located in rural areas. Extensions and very short-term authorizations are a particular problem for a state like ours, with a cold climate and a very short construction season. Without a multi-year funding, we had to focus more than we would like on short-term and smaller projects. I also want to emphasize that the need for highway and transportation investment is apparent and states are taking action. In South Dakota, Governor Daugaard just this week introduced a proposal to our legislative session that would significantly increase state investment in transportation in South Dakota. While we are trying to do our part, states cannot do it alone. We need a strong federal program. Large rural states like South Dakota have very few people to support each mile of federal highway and be able to maintain our portion of the national highway system. The world population of 7 billion people is expected to grow by 70 million a year, and we need to export our crops and products to help feed them. 65% of the truck traffic in South Dakota is through commerce, meaning it does not originate in nor have a destination in our state, but it certainly serves the nation. Before closing, Mr. Chairman, we'd like to encourage you to do what you can to simplify the transportation program and make it more flexible. We know there necessarily must be some requirements for the federal program, but this is an area where, for the public interest, less is more. As an example, one proposed rule would have states collect multiple data items for all public roads. As it turns out, this includes gravel and dirt roads, which make up the majority of the roads in our state.
Oh, good.
This is not a priority use of scarce funds, so we urge the Congress to simplify the program where it can so that program dollars can provide more transportation investment in projects that improve our system. In summary, strong and stable federal funding, along with flexibility that reduces requirements, will help states provide the transportation system that the nation needs. Congress should continue to distribute the vast majority of program funds by formula, and of course, federal surface transportation legislation must continue to recognize that significant federal investment in highways in rural areas like ours is in the national interest. Again, Mr. Chairman, thank you for the opportunity, and I'd be glad to answer.
Thank you, Secretary Bergquist. An excellent statement.